Wait, what's that? What's that tapping music? Thank you, Joe Crown, for providing the music. Well, I'm pretty excited. It's the second episode of the second season, and this is yummy fall makeup. Think the 80s, but better blended. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Hey, everybody, thanks for showing up and coming to see us. We are very pleased that you are here. Last week I did a whole dissertation on fall colors, and so if you have seen that episode, hey, this is Melissa. She's our model for today. We did a whole dissertation on fall colors, but what the heck? Let's put them on. So Melissa, turn towards me a little bit and then look right up here in this little green dot. So this is the beautiful makeup done on this side of her lovely face. And what I've done is I put together 3 fall stories. And she's wearing today Forest Stroll. And I'll talk to you about all the different fall colors that we have available so that you can see some of the options that you have available to you as far as getting some good color. So remember that in today's episode, and with all my episodes, I have live chat and it's online. So by all means, take advantage of that and come and visit us, because there we are, so that we can, if you have any questions as we go along, I can answer them, because that's really important. So what are fall colors? What are fall looks? So what I'm going to share with you right now it's just sort of a short montage of some beautiful fall makeup. Different ideas. Now, the look that I really like for fall is what's called a high contour, which is what these first 3 images are, where the weight of the makeup is more on the outer part of the eye, so it opens it up. But it's also about saturation of color. You know, the rich blues like you see in this image. It's about not being afraid of the color, and the more you saturate it, actually the better it looks. And that's what I want to share with you guys today, is how to do a look like that based on one of the collections that I have put together. So I'm going to share with you as soon as this montage is past. Beautiful makeup. You can see how this makeup is just visceral. When you see it, you feel something, because it's bold, it's energetic, it's romantic, it's moody, and because of that, you know, fall makeup is really kind of a turn on. It really gets you going, and that's what it should do. And there's a million variations of it, but just to feel the energy and the intensity of it, this is something that's really fun for you to experience on yourselves when you do your own makeup. And so that's why I like to share these images. You get the feeling of what I'm talking about. I love that picture of fall makeup. That last picture is in one of the pictures that is in my book. And so hi, here we are again. So you can see with Melissa, I'm going to have you just lean in a little bit closer to the camera and lift your chin up a little bit. Good. That's just so people can see sort of the intensity that we've built on your eye already, which looks really nice. So this, you know, wait, hold on. What side of it? This side of her face is all done, right? And we've already done her lips. For the other side, I'm going to do eyes, and I'm going to show you contouring for the cheeks, and also a really cool mascara technique. And I'm also going to share with you invisible lip liner. Now, the reason I'm throwing so much into this one episode is because it's fall makeup. And fall makeup is about makeup. It really is. It's about how can each piece of my makeup really, you know, be profound in its own way and yet work as in the ensemble. So that's what we're going to experience. So I'm going to share with you just some of the palettes that I'm working with. So first of all, what I want to share with you is these are the color trend combos that came out this fall winter. What I mean they came out is this is what we were seeing on a lot of the runways. These palettes here, and so what I did was, you know, based on my own sort of sensitivity to color and, you know, sort of my eye, I put together some gorgeous palettes, and so I'm going to share with you these palettes. The first one, and this is the collection that we're using today, and it's the first time I used it actually, so it was quite thrilling. It's called Forest Stroll, and it's a mix of these deep greens and navy blues and grays, and then contrasted with this beautiful coral peach color that really creates kind of a moody, romantic, colorful eye, and that's kind of a fun feeling to have. And what I've done is I've also paired with it like a lipstick and blush combination to go with those eyeshadows. And so that first set is called Forest Stroll. My next set, and this is probably the one that everyone's going to want to get, just because they're the yummy colors. They're the colors that we all feel good in. It's called Salted Caramels. And I mean, hello, yes please, I'll take a dozen. Really, really gorgeous colors. We got the platinum and the root beer, which is, you know, gorgeous autumnal tone next to a, what is that color? Oh, is it called, say, Goddess?
Yes.
Yeah, Goddess. So that's kind of a, it's not a rose gold, but it's this, it's close to a rose gold and a dark truffle color with gold flecks in it. And then Honeymoon, which is just really, it's a deeper golden sort of love color. And so this combination is what I call the yummy combination, because when you put these on, you're just going to feel so yummy because they look they look so good on you all together. They really make you feel warm and fuzzy. And I'm pairing with that a really soft lip, a lip called Barely There. And then a pretty cheek color called Baked Apple. It's kind of as if you were sitting in front of the fire for a little while, and the heat of the fire sort of kind of add that kind of fire rosiness to the cheeks. That's what this color comes off looking, along with those warmer colors on the eyelids. Super pretty combination. And then the last combination I want to share with you, and I think you're going to like this just for the name, is called Wine Nights, right? And this is really based on the fact that there's a lot of plums in the fall. I mean, that's the only color, but plum is a real strong color, one of the trend colors for fall. And so the last color in this collection is called Midnight Plum, and that's where you get that base note, right? But it's also mixed with some other cool colors, a pink glow, a navy blue, and then a highlight color of a nude beach. So, and so this is also, for me, just a real winning combination as far as eyeshadows, and challenging yourself by pairing colors that you might not do any other season, and probably for good reason. What's great about fall is that it gives us the permission to wear these intense colors, because, as in my last episode, I mean, you all feel it. The equinox happened, and the days get shorter faster, and what's really a trip is how light falls off. When the sun starts to go down, instead of that light lingering, you notice that more sudden drop off here in the northern hemisphere, of course. Yeah, that sudden drop off of color, that dramatic shift that's happening, and that's why these bolder colors that we're using for the makeup combinations make sense. They really reflect what's going on with nature without mimicking. It's beautifully built just for your own color story. So these are all very exciting, and they're all available at makeupgourmet.com, and I'll tell you more about that later. And what I've done is I packaged all these with sort of a discount next to the 20% discount and everything, 20-25%. So good values for sure. But enough about the stupid what combinations. How about doing the makeup? So here we go. So we're back, and now I'm going to demonstrate this look that I've done on one side of Melissa's face, and sort of the understanding of it. So do not be, I'd say take risks with your makeup when you do it this time. I'm just looking for a brush that I need. Take risks with your makeup a little bit. So what I did is you can notice that this brow is what Melissa referred to me as a Instagram brow, because Melissa actually, she took a makeup training course with me, and she's a really good makeup artist. So if you're looking for a makeup artist, and I would say, hey, let's check out Melissa, because she's got it all together, and she just learned airbrush too. How cool is she? And you like the airbrush, don't you?
I love the airbrush. Chris, we need to press transition.
Yeah, I thought we missed you. All right, let's come back here.
There we
And see,
are.
Melissa's really nice because she said, "Chris, do we need to press transition?" And the truth is, we did have to press transition. So there she is. You'll notice that on this side of the face, we've done what she referred to me as a Instagram brow, which was she's like, "What about those brows that I'm seeing on Instagram now? You know, what are they doing?" And so on this side, I did the first setup of the brow, and what I mean by that is when I do brows initially, I always superimpose two straight lines. I start low and I cut right through the brow and then I go high. So the weight of the line here is low and the weight of the line here is high. And by those parts being the darkest part of the eyebrow, it's where our eye goes to first. So it gives the eye some lift. But for a fall look, you want that brow to look more full, more lush. So what you're going to do is after you've blended well that first superimposition of sort and how you can sort of trick people's eye to make your eyebrow look higher, we're actually going to border off the top of the brow. So I'm going just between her top row of hairs, and I'm using a mix of a dark brown and a charcoal, and I'm going just between the top row of hairs. I'm really not going to do this on the bottom. I don't want to add too much weight on the bottom of the eyebrow, but along the top it gives it a much crisper finish. I'm just tracing along here, filling in, and do this to the point where you feel like, okay, I'm down with that. Or if you want to do more, go for it. So the look that I see that throws me off is when it looks like someone just took a black marker or whatever colored marker, and that's what the brow looks like. Now I understand if you've lost your brows or what have you and you're trying to get it to stay on, that helps. But understand that, if something in your makeup is just a little too overpowering, we notice it before anything else. And we just don't want that to be the case. We really want to take in your whole beauty. But because what we're doing on the eye today is going to be, so much more colorful, it's okay to give your brow a lot more presence. How do you feel about that, Melissa?
Good.
Yeah? Do you agree? Disagree?
Agree.
She agrees. And I told her, she doesn't have to agree with me. I'd like to hear, contradictory. All right, let's get going with color. So the first color I'm going to use today is called Icy Mint. Icy Mint. Who's going to pick that color up first? We are. And we're going to put this color all over the ball of the eye. So, no, you're fine. I'm just going to sit you up a little bit more. Close your eye for me. So with with the deposit brush, I'm going to press this color just on the ball of the eye. And really, you want to use this technique. Why you want to use it is color is going, turn a little bit, color is going exactly where the brush is pressing and no place else. And when you're working with, especially with any makeup, but with color, with shadows that have a lot of pigment, a lot of color, you don't want to be making a mess. You don't want stuff going where, you don't want it to be, because then it's just a little bit more difficult to clean up. You notice with the tip of this brush how I'm kind of pressing in around her eye? I'm going above the eyeball but under the bone. I want to make sure that this color is only going on the ball of her eye. Most of us make the mistake of thinking that our eye is actually almond shaped, but it's not. It's actually round. And if you take your brush and you push it under the bone, you'll see that the brush is like straight up and down. It's a half circle. The illusion is that it's rounded. So that's the first color, Icy Mint. Bring your chin forward a little bit. Yes, it looks really good. And then the next color we're going to use is called Counterfeit. Now, Counterfeit is, with my clients, one of the favorite colors. It's really, I know it looks maybe a little bit gray right here. It's a really dark green, right? So thus I'm calling this look Forest Stroll. And it's very difficult. What I'm about to do is very difficult. I usually suggest you start with a lighter color for your creasing, just to sort of set up the set up the groove of the darker pigment, because darker pigment is just really, really stubborn when it comes to blending. And so you really want to make sure you get this color in the exact right spot. But even then when you go into blend, it can still kind of grab on the eye a little bit. So as you'll see today, and that's why the episode is called Think 80s Better Blended, and then I was saying to Melissa earlier, with this look, we just have to blend like hell. She goes, oh, is that the name of the episode? Blend like hell? Like, no. It's better blended. But what I'm doing is I'm popping the deepest color into her crease, right here. See, I'm already making a little mess up here. I hate that. And I'm keeping it just in the crease. So I'm using a bullet brush, a very tiny brush, so that I get my placement just right. Because the look that I like for fall makeup to show off the saturation of colors is a high contour eye. But before you high contour the eye, you want to make sure you capture the crease, the depth of the crease. And that's what we're doing right now. So you can see that nice shape indented. So now I'm going to take my brush, and now this is the fun part. This is the, let me see, I want them to turn this way, they can see a little better. This is the better blended part. So pigment, especially dark pigment, it's like tomato paste concentrate. And it's really, it's even more of a tomato than you would expect. So when you use a dark shade like this, and it's a well-made shadow, it's got a ton of pigment in it. And so pigment doesn't, it's really hard to blend. It's very stubborn. With the lighter colors, you have more filler and less of the, the color, the pigment, so it blends easy. So when you're working with these high intensity colors, my suggestion to you is do not be in a rush, because pigment is not going to forgive you at all. You have to massage it. So you really are giving this color a really good massage, and you're relaxing the pigment so it kind of sighs a little bit and relaxes onto the eye. And that's the best way I can describe it. And know that that the color it'll be ready when it's ready. Open for me. You cannot force the issue. So you saw how I had that color in that tight crease, and now how it's kind of sighed a little bit out on her eye. So those are two shades. So what we have is an icy mint on the ball of the eye, and then we also have the counterfeit that's in her crease right now, making it like a nice, beautiful contrast, just like that. Gosh darn, that look good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the high contour. So what's the difference? Close for me. So this is classic. I'm still in the pocket of the crease. But now I'm going to let my brush start to lick up onto the underside of her brow bone. You see that? But only from the middle of her eye out. From the middle of the eye in, I want the makeup to look really, I want this part to look really clean. So what's going to happen is we're going to create this lifting effect on her eye that's going to be pulling up and out this way. And I'm pretty excited about that. 1 second here, I want to check something. Melissa, would you tell them something? Anything at all? No, she's
sorry, guys.
She was close. So now I'm going back and forth, and you see how I'm just relaxing. Now instead of relaxing that color in the crease, I'm taking it up on the bone. So now I'm going to pick up this third color in the set called navy gray, right? And so it's a nice smoky but yet cool tone color. And I'm gonna start wrapping this just up on the bone. And this is what's gonna make it look like that darker color in the crease is starting to lick up onto that brow bone and go up towards her eyebrow. Notice that brush comes right back down into the pocket of the crease when it gets down to the center. That looks really pretty. Now, I'm not kidding. The amount of time that I am spending blending right here is the amount of time you have to spend. Let me see. I want them to see this. Turn like break your neck. Yeah, let's come back just a little bit. It hurt your neck. And I'm gonna go back and forth. Look down for me. And so you see, here's her bone. So I'm letting the brush push up on the bone, and I'm rounding from the pupil. I go up onto the bone, and then before I get to the corner of the eye, I'm back down into the crease. So this part, it looks like it's getting higher and building upward. You see that? And then turn your head a little bit to the left. So you can see the final effect and come back. So you see how it's starting to pull that color up. So why this looks good and why you can use lots of color is that I'm following her anatomy. I'm following the curvature of her bone. So the color looks like it's going for a ride on her face, basically. And I've never said that before, but it's going for a ride. And if you start to try to make your eye look bigger by not following your own anatomy, then it's not going for a ride. It's just something you slapped on top of your face. And so that's makeup in spite of you, not because of you. And you, my opinion is, you're beautiful. So do makeup because of you, and it just really enhances who you are. So there's this is not the only way you need to use this color, by the way, because this is a gorgeous color. But the next color I'm going to show you is navy blue. And most of us are scared of blue with our makeup because, you think blue eye, but, don't think of it as an accent color, not as a dominant color, unless you want it to be. So turn a little bit more this way. So this is called a reverse contour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade the rest of that pocket of her crease with the navy blue in the inner corner of her eye. So it's that dark green that blends into that navy blue here, and then smoking up on the bone here is that navy gray. So you get these three colors that are really sort of playing off each other, just slightly different temperatures, definitely different intensities, but they're really working together. And that's what I love about fall makeup, is that it's kind of exciting to take all these great colors and mix them up together. But you got to be, brave, right? You just got to go for it. But you see, I don't know if you noticed, but every time I take my brush away, I'm getting just a little bit more color. So I do not put a ton of makeup on here and then, soften it down. I really just put a little bit and I work it out. I let it blend and relax before I go to the next color. So the fifth color in this set is really, it's a warm color called Coral Peach. And so this is a big contrast color I think contrast hue. All the colors in this collection are actually, believe it or not, they're cool colors. So you wouldn't, but coral also has yellow in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the coral really strong on the inner corner of her eye here. You see I'm pressing it up above the darker contour color. But as I'm coming out, you see how the color is starting to thin out? So by the time I get to the outer edge, there's very little of this coral color out here. Open, please. So you don't get a wall of this coral color. We were playing with this color on the other side earlier, and I put too much of this color over here, and it took away from the whole look. So I decided to work with a higher saturation here, and then have it just, and don't put more on the brush, and just let it soften as it comes out. And now I'm taking the tip of the brush, and where it is meeting those darker shades, I'm blurring where they meet like this. Isn't that pretty and cool? Back and forth we go, back and forth we go. Yeah, this is the boring part of doing makeup, but it's also the zen part of doing makeup. And, people can, often, I have had a couple people just kind of just go away on me. I'm like, okay, well, come back when it's time to do something else. So let's do more, because this is so fun. I did a little bit of eyeliner on Melissa already on this side. I did what's called the lash filler, the technique where I go between the top lashes, and I did the wet line on the bottom. But now we're going to give her a little bit of a wedge liner, because it's just so pretty. So close your eye for me, bring your chin up just a touch. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay my brush right on her lashes and slide my brush right up to her lash bed. So I'm not drawing a line, I'm just laying it on top of the lashes and using them as a guardrail, and they just support my brush as it licks onto the skin here, just like that. It's really easy, so lean really close if you can. Keep the eye closed so they can close your eye. Yeah, God, your eye looks so good. Okay, come on back, that looks really pretty. If I do say so myself, but it does look really pretty because it's all these beautiful colors. So I'm using gel eyeliner black with the tiniest brush on the planet, okay? Well, actually the tiniest brush, Japanese, they have like a single hair brush. And they each, and I'm gonna make this up, but I think they actually have different, thicknesses of that single hair to create the variation in fine lines. Crazy. Close your eyes for me. All right, so now I'm going to do the wedge liner, which is really a trick to make the eye look like it's floating outward from the center of the eye out. So what I'm drawing here is a very thin triangle. And so it starts right about the pupil, and then it's a straight line. It's really hard to do on yourself, but do it because it looks so good. And so normally speaking, you want to stop right at the corner of your eye here, this angle right here, and fill that in. But if you want to make your eye look bigger, you can extend this farther. Now, as long as you take your shadow farther, because if you don't, open for me, and just getting closer a little again. Look how pretty she is. Because if you don't, then it becomes a cat eye. And there's nothing wrong with a cat eye. Come on back. But fall makeup isn't about a cat eye. Fall makeup is about the saturation of colors. It's seeing all those leaves in that tree or on the ground and how they're just kind of mingling with each other. That's what it's about. And what a cat eye does, it's a trend look, and it pulls us out of the moment of the gorgeous colors. It makes us look at one specific thing. Same reason I softened the coral peach on her brow bone, because it just took us out of the look, the whole melange of color, if you will. This looks really good. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke out the underside of her eye just a little bit. And what we're going to use is the darkest color of the collection that we've used today. So I'm going to take the Counterfeit eyeshadow, and we're going to look up for me, and we're going to have it just kiss that wet eye line we already did, the black, and then come down the eye a little bit. Now, the more you bring this down, the more dramatic it gets. But you definitely, from the center of the eye out, just like on the top, let this get a little thicker. Now, look down for me. And then what you want to do is you want to hook this. See this, how I'm hooking this up on this eye here? You want to hook it, drop your chin just a touch. You want to hook it, because what you want to do is you want that eye line to look like it's hanging on to the upper corner of the eye right here. And what I mean by that is, it feels connected. Open for me. Because if you don't, what happens is you get that thick thing coming out here on this part of your eye, but then it just kind of stops. But it's when you wrap it up, I call it, you're capping the corner of the eye. You make the whole corner of the eye look bigger when you bring it up like this. Open for me. And the more that you intensify this, the bigger you make this, the bigger the eye gets. But you got to make it connect, right? Or else it looks like two pieces of makeup. You look good. All right.
Thanks.
Well, you're welcome. So I'm gonna. We started with the icy mint, and with all those colors, you have to. Eventually, the icy mint's going to get a little bit faded, but it actually looks pretty good. But I'm gonna still splash a little more of the icy mint, spotlight it just over the center, like a half circle. Don't make it too big, just to bring that yummy icy mint color up into her eye. So I always do eye makeup before foundation. Look up, please, because there's always fallout like we have today. But I did her foundation first today just because, for time's sake. It wasn't a show about foundation. But I will show you a really cool technique for mascara. And I usually do mascara at the very end as well. But since we're on eyes right now, I'm going to finish with the eyes. So this technique is called Bambi. And all that means is, if you want your lashes to go up, curl them, okay? And that's exactly what Melissa did today. But if you want to see more lashes, besides just them curling up, figure out a way to style them, to spread them out. Because the wider your lashes get, the more full they look. So here's how I do it. So lift your chin up for me and look down. I take the tip of my wand. Oh, hold on. So what I did was I took my mascara wand. Let me show you this. I was doing this off camera, and now you don't know. I was wiping off. Wait, still off camera. I was wiping off as much as I possibly could, and I still have a little bit on the tip, and I think that might just like clump up her lashes. Oh, and so even though I wipe it off, when I put the brush back in, it pushes what I wiped off back down into the tube, so you're not wasting mascara. I'm still going to take some excess off, right? So it's a pretty clean wand. Now look down for me. Thought we'd never get here. And then I'm going to take my little brush. See, I'm using the tip, and I'm grabbing the base of her lash, and I'm asking her lashes to go sideways. So I'm not trying to brush them up at all. I'm just asking them to go sideways. And what happens is the mascara starts to dry, and as it dries, that's what's going to hold the lash there. And once the lashes start going sideways, I leave them alone so they have a chance to dry. Notice I'm wiggling at the base and pulling up in the middle, and I'm going to style these inner lashes towards her nose, like that. So I've really spread her lashes wide. Now, if you want more volume without false lashes, hold the brush on top of your lashes and spin it like that. And you get this nice clean coating on the lashes without your lashes getting, gunky and matted together. Now this is already dried, so now I'm going to put a little bit more because no matter how thick and gorgeous these lashes are, I want this lash to be thicker. All right, so so that's called Bambi, Bambi the lash. Last chapter in chapter 23 in Face with the Heart, because you always want to do mascara last because, well, if you do after you're doing powder and stuff, powder floats up and sticks onto the wet lashes. You don't want your lashes to look dusty and ashy. Turn a little bit this way. So if you feel with your thumb, you'll feel a little blade where your cheekbone falls off. You want to wedge your little angle brush right along that blade, and you want to cut really clean and quickly with your contour. You want it darkest here, and you want it to soften as it goes in. So don't contour back, contour forward, because you're trying to cut the face back, right? So the darker it is, that's where it cuts more. So you want it to cut here, not here. Because if it's darkest here and it gets lighter, then the face is just getting wider, not smaller.
Definitely don't want that.
No. Did you knew all about this before you started taking training?
Not really. I think I learned that from you, or just from my own mistakes.
Yeah, you're like trying to, right, exactly, trying to figure it out, right, for yourself. So I'm cutting with the contour. You can see it starting to come up. And so the technique I'm going to show you, this is up to you. Some people like a little contour. Some people like a lot. Now, because we've done a pretty dramatic eye and lip on her today, I don't want big old strong contour because then she's just going to look like she got hit with the makeup stick. So what I'm going to do is I did a little bit of contour, and I'm going to take, and I'm using a powder that's about 2 shades darker than her skin tone, and then I'm using a powder that is the tone of her skin, a translucent powder. And what I'm doing, I'm squeezing the brush really tight, and I'm just buffing out the top and the bottom border of that contour. Don't go over the middle, from the bottom and the top, just like that. So it's almost like photoshopping. It's like going in there and just making it look smooth and clean. Now come on back to center. And then, wow, you look so good. Just get square on with that camera. So turn your head. So yeah, just like that. Look at that. That's amazing. Bring your chin up for us and look down with your eyes, and then just lean in a little bit, so you can check out the complexity of those colors. But because they're so well blended, it really is beautiful and kind of exciting to look at. And well, that's what we want in a good makeup. So on the lips today, we did a lipstick called Raven Red, and it's really a blue red. It's got a lot of pink in it, and it can really pop, right? So you notice that today Melissa's wearing black. I mean, you can barely see it, but she's wearing black, and so when your wardrobe is darker, don't be afraid to go here. But when this wardrobe gets lighter, don't wear this lipstick. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, go ahead and wear it if you want, but I guarantee that it will sort of throw the look off, if you will. And so, gorgeous. How do you feel about your makeup?
Good.
Well, that's good. I'm going to check real quick here on my little thing closed. Oh, no, we're doing good. 1 second. For some reason, my little mouse is... the hell with this thing. All right. So, fantastic. So, let's get back to... Let's go talk shop for a little bit. So, I showed you all the... I showed you all those beautiful combos that we have. And so, when you go to my webpage, besides the fact that my combinations are already discounted, you also can use this code YouTube20 that gives you an additional 20% off the whole cart. So I urge you to visit makeupgourmet.com/shop and check out what we have. We got a lot of good value bundles, but we sell everything, of course: skincare, makeup, tools. We also do services, and you can even apply this crazy discount to your services as well. And heck, I say, why not? Because especially with fall coming, we have a lot of events coming up. And so having our makeup done, I do airbrush makeup, which is really just unreal, and how flawless it can make your skin look without looking ridiculously overdone. It's really cool. And so I am hoping that you might have questions. And so if you want to send in a topic or, an idea about something to explore with makeup, by all means do. There's my email right there. If you are interested in being a model on the show, then by all means let me know as well. Just use that email, info@makeupgourmet.com, and then we'll chat. And I'd love to feature your makeup dilemma, the thing that's hardest for you. And all these techniques that I'm sharing with you today, the high contour, the lining of the eye, the wedge liner, all that stuff, it's all in Face with a Heart, Mastering Authentic Beauty Makeup. I really have figured out a way to help you feel and look better without us seeing you wearing more makeup, because you have to make makeup part of you, not on you, and it's not as easy as it appears, but it can be done. So we urge you to just take a look at it, and also it's the holiday time, so now is the best time. I mean, this is a great book. Anyone who's interested in makeup at all, the pictures are beautiful, and they'll really get a full sense of not only just how makeup should be worn, but how to do it. How to do it themselves. So next week is going to be pretty interesting. I talked about this as far as what we're going to be doing this season. We're going to talk about Retin-A, and the reason why I'm going to talk about Retin-A is, I believe in it for those who can use it, and not everybody can, and that is for sure. But right now, if you are a candidate for Retin-A, right now is the time to start using it. You want to use it in the fall and winter, because you want as little light in the sky as possible, and you want that light to be at more of an angle, so it's not as strong on your skin, because Retin-A makes your skin so sensitive. But why is Retin-A so cool? Well, tune in next week, and we'll tell you all about it. I'll have an expert here that's going to illuminate everything for us. And so before we say goodbye, I'd like to bring Melissa back one more time. And we can just say thank you so much for joining us. And look at that beautiful glowy so do the hair thing.
Oh.
So we put her hair back to start, but she's got this gorgeous long hair, and you can see how the falling of the hair. Yeah, you got to fix it up, and how you all with your hair, right? But you see how that also changes, the whole look, in terms of now you have this higher intensity frame around her face, and so all the rich colors we've used on her, I mean, they only complement her. They don't stand up in front of her. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You were an awesome model. We got some mascara up on your eye there. How'd that happen? I don't know. Stuff happens. All right. So from all of us to all of you, thanks for joining us here at makeupgourmet.com. And we'll look forward to next week when we're going to do Retin-A, and I have some really awesome episodes coming up. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time. And get out there and try those new fall combos at makeupgourmet.com.